You're listening to 88.1 FM, The Escape. I'm Rodney Harris here with you, and thanks for listening as we bring you the best new music first. Hi, I'm Rodney Harris, Program Director of 88.1 FM, The Escape. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we are committed on being your community station. From interviewing leaders from around the area, broadcasting local sporting events, and keeping you up to date with all the latest news, to helping out at events and having the coolest concerts, you can count on WSDP to be there every step of the way. Take a listen as our promotions director, Paige Heaven, explains some of the ways we serve you.
WSDP likes to get out in the community at local events like Art in the Park in downtown Plymouth and Music in the Air, also in downtown Plymouth, and then Music in the Summer in Canton. We're all over both the Canton and Plymouth communities. I am both the director of the promotions and fundraising. I joined radio because I thought it'd be really interesting because I've never heard of a high school actually having a radio station before. And this is my 4th year or my 7th semester. WSDP is good for the community because it provides something different from every other high school in the area. There's not very many high schools that actually provide a radio station for the students to learn and kind of get a one-up on or in the communication industry, so I really like that.
Not only does WSDP help out at events, we also bring you play-by-play sports. Our sports director, Alex Rogowski, explains some of those sports and talks about our exciting new partnership with another local sports team.
Well, in the fall we cover mainly high school football. Then once winter comes around, we cover men's and women's basketball, as well as hockey, and then in the spring we cover baseball. But recently we entered a partnership with the Plymouth Whalers, so we cover all of their home games. Well, I joined radio mainly to gain experience in something that they don't really offer at a lot of other schools, and I really just wanted to become a part of the community, and I've been on staff for about a year now. Well, we do cover the local sports, like the high school sports. You can't hear them anywhere else. So if you don't feel like going to the game, you can always tune in on 88.1 and listen. And we get local bands out there, bands that don't really get played on mainstream stations, so this is their first shot at becoming stars.
Gabrielle Grant, a staff member of WSDP, talks about her favorite events and why she joined radio.
Well, I've joined WSDP because this was the first school that I've ever been to that actually had a radio station, and I thought it'd be pretty cool because I like listening to the radio. So I decided to join. That was a year and a half ago. It's important to me because radio is kind of something I want to go into when I get older, so this is a good start. I've helped with the pledge drive, the auction, and also gift wrapping at Borders.
After many years of being non-existent, WSDP is back in the classroom. Thanks to Bill Keith, WSDP's station manager, and Lauren Cummings, a teacher at Salem High School, the Plymouth Canton Educational Park brought back a radio class. The fundamentals of radio broadcasting teaches students about the history of radio, where it is at today, and where it is going in the future.
The radio class actually existed probably about 20 years ago. And the radio station has always been a part of the park, and then the radio class 20 years ago was an integral part where kids would actually work in the radio station, throughout the day. So there was a lot of co-op opportunities where kids could do that and get credit, as well in the class and do kind of co-op work. Then as education, as times have changed, they got rid of the class, and then the radio station pretty much ran now as an after-school program. It was successful. There were a number of kids that showed interest in coming into the after-school program. But as the budget in education in the state of Michigan has begun to tighten its belt even more, that school radio stations have had a difficult time sustaining their program solely as an after-school event. So about a year ago, I was talking to Bill Keith, who is our station manager, and I said, well, what do you think about starting up a class? Do you think there'd be interest? And I did an informal survey of talking to my students in my general ed classes, business, and there was interest. We carved out a curriculum we thought would be, interesting and exciting to kids, where we would bring in speakers from the local radio stations in the Detroit metropolitan area to come in and talk about their craft. We would have hands-on, activities for the kids to go into the studio and actually work and create. And we thought, a semester course as opposed to a year would probably, suit our needs, and the kids who had a sincere interest in pursuing broadcasting, radio, they could get involved in the after-school programs. The speakers that we bring in are associates, friends of Bill Keith, who is our station manager. He has a lot of the contacts. And they work hand in hand in a lot of promotional events that go on in the community to help promote various things, whether it's the school auction, whether it's promoting the school plays, sporting events, other key things that are going on even in the community, whether it's working with service groups, whether it's Salvation Army or other service-oriented organizations out there. The Plymouth Arts Council is also fairly instrumental in working with the radio station over the years. I know they've done several spots in getting their news out to community. It's kind of hierarchy of the school radio station reaching out to the community, and then the people who are in these larger radio stations come back, and then they get information, and then they move it forward to their groups too.
Deb Madonna is a local resident and host of the weekly show on WSDP called Community. Each week she interviews people who are important in the community.
Community revolves around the people who work and live and support this community. We wanted to show that a business owner also is part of volunteer activities and what they do to contribute to the community besides maybe being a business owner or part of the arts. So to kind of give a full picture of all the people that that live here. I grew up in the community, so I know all this, but sometimes when you're new, you don't know all the facets of the different people that you're neighbors with. Well, today was Jennifer Tobin. She's with the Village Theater. Next week will be Robert Bilkey, and he's going to be discussing the Miracle League of Plymouth. Joel Thurtell, who's an author and a former Free Press writer. We've had people come in. Wayne Titus has talked about water projects globally that Rotary's working on. So just about anybody that I can think of. The symphony's been here, the Arts Council, but also the business owners in town. One of my favorite shows, I've had them on a couple times, is the Arapaugh family. One of the, talking about the good things that they do, the young students at Isbister, they're second and fourth grade, and they do random acts of kindness, and they came in to talk about Thanksgiving. The Ham Kucharskis were here with their son Alex to talk. Alex has autism, so to talk about that. And a couple weeks ago, Dave and Kelly Kerman were in, and they started a group called Kelly's Kids, which helps families with children with special needs. So try to show how strong the community is. And I think offering an adult, as myself, an opportunity to have a show on a high school radio station, I think that's pretty cool. But I think all of the students are great. When there's things going on in the community, they're the first on the phone to get more information about it. And just give students an opportunity to learn these skills that they're going to use, maybe not on a radio station, but out in real life. So it's a great place. My youngest son was on the radio station for several years, and so it was a great place for him to work. And it's fun now that my kids are all grown that I'm sitting in his spot.
We're celebrating our 37th year on air as your community radio station, and we hope to be doing it for another wonderful 37 years and beyond. I'm Rodney Harris. Thanks for watching. Good night.